In every classroom, there is a silent hierarchy. The front bench students are seen as intelligent, confident, and promising, while the middle bench students are considered average. But the last bench? That seat is often reserved for the ignored, the misunderstood, and the underestimated. This is the story of one such student, Ayan, who always sat on the last bench and carried a secret fire no one noticed. Ayan chose the last bench not because he wanted to hide, but because life had already taught him how to stay invisible. His clothes were simple, his bag was old, and his shoes had seen better days. Teachers rarely called his name, and classmates rarely asked for his opinion. Yet behind his quiet eyes lived a mind full of questions and dreams. Every morning, Ayan walked to school while watching other students arrive in cars and bikes. He arrived on foot, often tired, sometimes late, but always determined. When the bell rang, he slipped into his seat at the back, opening his notebook with care, as if it held something precious, his hope. In class, teachers focused on the students who raised their hands quickly. Ayan raised his hand too, but slowly, carefully. Most times, it went unnoticed. Over time, he learned not to expect attention. Instead, he listened more deeply, writing notes with full concentration, absorbing every word like a sponge. Some students laughed at him. Last benchers never succeed, they said. Others ignored him completely. Their words hurt, but Ayan turned that pain into fuel. He promised himself that one day, those laughs would turn into silence, and that silence into respect. At home, life was not easy either. His father worked long hours as a laborer, and his mother stitched clothes late into the night. Money was always short, but encouragement was never missing. Education is your power, his mother often said. Those words became Ayan's daily motivation. Without tuition classes or expensive guidebooks, Ayan relied on his school library. After classes, while others played or scrolled on their phones, he stayed back, reading quietly. Books became his best friends, teaching him things no one else explained. Exams were approaching, and fear filled the classroom. Toppers revised loudly, average students worried, and last benchers were already labeled as failures. Ayan felt fear too, but he didn't let it control him. He created a simple timetable and followed it with discipline. During the first test, Ayan surprised himself. He didn't top the class, but his marks were much better than expected. Still, no one noticed. Teachers assumed it was luck. Classmates shrugged it off. Ayan smiled quietly and continued working harder. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Ayan's confidence grew, but his seat never changed. He remained on the last bench, not because he belonged there, but because he wanted to prove that success has no fixed seat. One day, the school announced an inter-school competition, a tough academic challenge. Many students hesitated, fearing failure. Ayan hesitated too, but then remembered his mother's words. With trembling hands, he submitted his name. When the list was displayed, students were shocked to see Ayan's name among the participants. Whispers filled the corridors. The last bench student, some laughed. Teachers raised eyebrows, unsure but curious. Preparation was intense. Ayan studied day and night, practicing problems, revising concepts, and learning from his mistakes. There was no applause, no encouragement from friends, only his belief pushing him forward. Competition day arrived. Students from different schools filled the hall with confidence and pride. Ayan sat quietly, heart pounding, but mind clear. He reminded himself that this was his moment, not to impress others, but to prove something to himself. At home, his parents cried tears of joy. Not because of the trophy, but because their sacrifices were finally seen. Ayan hugged them tightly, knowing this victory belonged to all three of them. Ayan didn't move to the front bench immediately. He stayed back for a while, reminding himself of his journey. He knew success should never make a person forget their roots. Over time, he became a source of inspiration. Students from the last bench began asking questions, dreaming bigger, and believing more. Ayan helped them, proving that true success is shared. Years later, when people asked Ayan about his success, He always smiled and said, "The last bench taught me patience, humility, and strength." Those lessons mattered more than any rank. And so, the last bench student taught the world a powerful truth: your position today does not decide your destination tomorrow. Believe in yourself, work silently, and let your success make the noise. Glowing star.